Hello, my name is Paul Patricus. I am the Director of Global Sales Europe for Rosewood Hotels and Resorts, and I have the pleasure to be your moderator for today's European Collection Recovery webinar. It's great to see so many familiar names online today. We certainly do appreciate your time to join us. And speaking of time, it's hard to believe that it's September already and summer is coming to a close. And I hope you had some time to spend with your family and friends and to enjoy some special moments and recharge your spirits. I'm part of the European Global Sales team, and many of you may work with some of my other colleagues, such as Julian Hatton, who looked after France, Switzerland, and Monaco. Lisa Selvin, who looked after corporate and the meetings in the UK. Helen Suarez, who looks after the UK and the Ireland leisure market. And my colleague Branislava, who looks after Austria, Benelux, Eastern Europe, and the Baltic states. I myself am responsible for Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece, Scandinavia, Russia, CIS, Greece, and Israel. And we do realize that you have many invitations to these webinars, so we do try to conduct them when appropriate and keep them brief and informative. So thank you for joining us today very much. This is part of our three-part Rosewood Recovery webinar series. We started these back in May with the California collection, followed by the Mexican collection, and today we have the European collection. I'm honored to be here with my three colleagues, and let me briefly introduce you to them. First of all, we have Maria Gasparella, who is the Director of Sales and Marketing from Rosewood Castiglion del Bosco.
Buonasera from Montalcino. Thank you, Paul.
Then we have Pauline Earhart, Director of Sales and Marketing from Hôtel de Crillon in Paris.
Bonjour, from sunny Paris. Nice to see you here.
And then lastly, we're going to take the Eurostar up to London to visit Mike Bonner and Rosewood London and his award-winning hotel.
Hello, everybody, from Holborn House here in Rosewood, London.
So just some housekeeping notes. Please note that everybody will be on mute throughout the presentation to ensure we can keep the sound clear. We do encourage you, if you have any questions, to be directed to the chat box, and we will answer these at the end of the presentation. This webinar will be recorded and a copy will be sent to you. And I encourage you to share with your colleagues in your office as well. Lastly, and most importantly, all of you will have the chance to win a 2-night stay at one of the fabulous 3 hotels on today's call. The story of Rosewood began back in 1979 when Caroline Hunt converted her own private home, the mansion on Turtle Creek, into a hotel and the first Rosewood. Fast forward 9 years ago, the day I joined Rosewood, we were acquired by the Chang family from Hong Kong. Since taking over the reins, Sonia Chang, CEO of Rosewood Hotel Group, has really transformed our company while embracing our funding philosophy, a sense of place, and driving new innovation and creativity into the luxury hotel space. Rosewood, as many of you know, has received numerous of accolades and achievement over the past years for our hotels and for the brand, including one of the best hotel brands for the 6th consecutive year by Traveler and Leisure magazine. Today, we are a truly global hotel brand with 28 hotels in 16 countries. As we look to the future, our global footprint continues with an exciting 21 hotels under development. Across the Americas, many of you know, we have 14 properties and 5 in the pipeline, from the legendary Carlisle Hotel, offering you a unique, quintessential New York experience, over to the azure shores of the Riviera Maya and Rosa Mayakoba. You will find the unique contrast of the jungle, lagoon, and the white sandy beaches of Mexico. We are very excited to be opening our first property in South America in 2021 with Rosewood São Paulo. This hotel will be located in the historical 1904 building that was formerly a maternity hospital. And next year, we will also see the opening of Le Guanahani in St. Parts. It will be joining our collection in the spring after its extensive renovation. In the Middle East and Asia, we have 11 hotels and 8 hotels in the pipeline, including Rosewood Doha, opening in 2022. Our entry into Asia started with the opening of Rosewood Beijing in 2014. With a tremendous amount of details and passion that went into this hotel, the hotel is a real reflection of Beijing, where ancient meets modern. Rosewood Luang Prabang, just 23 keys, located in the idyllic hillside setting just outside the city on a small river with 3 little waterfalls, providing a beautiful backdrop for this Bill Bensley designed resort. To our new flagship, Rosewood Hong Kong. Soaring over Victoria Harbour, Rosewood Hong Kong is the center of gravity of the Kowloon waterfront. This crown jewel on the Victorian dockside and art and design center. In addition to our current European collection, we'll be adding the following new projects, which I'm sure most of you will be interested in. Rosewood Vienna in 2022, followed by Rosewood Venice, Rosewood Portocello in Sardinia, Rosewood Munich, a second property in London, and one here in my adopted home city, Madrid. I'm pleased to announce, since the opening of this webinars in May, we have reopened the following hotels: Rosewood of Inn of Anasazi, Rosewood Miramar Beach, Montecito, Rosewood Bermuda, Mayacoba, Rosewood San Miguel de Allende, Las Ventanas in the Baja of Mexico, and of course our 3 European hotels on the call today. In addition, we have all 3 of our hotels in mainland China, Beijing, Guangzhou, and Sanya, and Rosewood Hong Kong opened. And over the next couple of months, we look forward to seeing the opening of the Carlisle, Washington, D.C., Bahamas, and Little Dix Bay. To welcome back our guests, we're offering greater flexibility, which should be great news for all of you. We've updated our reservation and cancellation policy to provide flexibility and peace of mind when booking accommodations at any of our properties globally, including a 24-hour cancellation policy for new reservations valid for all bookings up until the 19th of December this year. We also have launched 3 unique promotional offerings at the moment, which include family time, helping you to create special moments for your family; more Rosewood, helping you to stay a little bit longer; and Suite Sojourn, offering exclusive benefits in our suites and villas across our collection. And in response to the current COVID-19, Rosewood launched our commitment to care policy. Now, this was created by local and international health experts. Obviously, the health and safety of our guests and associates, as well as our communities we reside in, are of utmost importance. This comprehensive guide includes everything from screening our associates, specific hygiene, sanitation training, and enhanced safety measures ensuring social distancing is being maintained. In addition to this, we have established a health and safety manager at each one of our properties to manage all the requirements for the hotel, including the government regulations, to ensure we are following all the standards accordingly. The commitment to care policy can be found on our website, and we will share this document after the call. So now, I think I've done enough talking, so I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Maria Gasparella to provide you a brief update on her property.
Thank you very much, Paul. Good afternoon again from sunny and warm Montalcino today. I'm very happy to be part of this webinar today because it's really the opportunity for us to give you some updates on how we are operating the resort in this special season, and also about the situation in the present situation in the country, in Italy. So the lockdown period for us in Italy was from March the 9th to May the 4th. But it was only on June the 4th when the European borders did open that we saw a progressive return to life in the country. So we started seeing hotels, restaurants, museums opening again. And at the moment, there are some regulations that, of course, we are in place and will remain in place for sure until mid-October. And so we have to wear face masks in all indoor public spaces, and also outdoor where the social distance of 1 meter is not guaranteed. In terms of travel restrictions, our borders are open to all the European countries and remain instead closed for all the non-European countries. We've seen in July and August many hotels in the leisure destinations reopening and also welcoming Italian guests and European guests. And even here in Tuscany, we've seen a good activities, a good demand with not all the seasonal hotels open, but only part of them, and most of us with a partial inventory or with a partial operations. Going into what is our opening phase and the situation at the resort, we reopen our doors on July the 1st with our 11 villas. So we are still in this phase 1. So we are renting our beautiful villas, providing the hotel services to the villas upon guest request. So of course, a daily housekeeping and assistance with our concierge team is included in our rate. And then we can provide all kind of in-villa dining experiences with chefs coming to cook in the villa or cooking classes for guests at the villas. And then the facility of the estate, like the golf course and the winery, are also fully open. In this phase, the Borgo, which is the main village, the heart of the resort, where we have our 23 suites, the restaurants, the spa, this area is closed and will remain closed until phase 3, until next spring. In between, we have phase 2, that is actually our winter time, and we are operating as we have operated in the past with our winter villas. So the 11 villas remain open and bookable with services, hotel services brought to the villa until spring, when we will go into phase 3, and it's a full reopening of the resorts with also the suites at the Borgo and the restaurants, the spa, and all the facilities that we are known for, such as the famous cooking school, of course, the kids club. The idea and the choice actually to operate with our villas was really driven by the sense of security and that self-contained experience that we are able to guarantee in our villas. As I'm sure many of you are familiar with our beautiful private residences. They go from 3-bedroom up to 6-bedroom. They all offer large indoor and outdoor private spaces, all with private swimming pool and really extensive garden. By doing so, we were able also to give that sense of privacy that we've seen requested by our guests. So, for instance, a private check-in and check-out, no interaction with other guests, and actually no common areas, because also for the use of our gym, for instance, we ask for the reservation, and it's a private use. So together with the implementation of the enhanced health and safety procedures, and of course all the commitment to care procedures that Paul was mentioning before, and following all the Italian government direction. So we did all this, and we of course trained the personnel, the staff on these new protocols. But on top of that, we were also able to give even a more guarantee of security to our guests, because, for instance, we are not doing back-to-back reservations, so we allow 48 hours vacancy between stays that allows us to really go in deep with the sanification and the hygiene process. What is going on and what is happening right now, and why you should travel to Tuscany at this time? To me personally, autumn is the best time to visit, not only because of the sunny and warm days, but also because there's a lot going on. And one of the events is definitely harvest. Being a wine estate, being in the Brunello di Montalcino winemaking region, of course the harvest is an amazing time to be here. So from September to the 20th to October the 4th, all guests that book a villa with us can take part of the harvest experience, and we will also offer a picnic in the breathtaking vineyards. So it's really an experience that we are able to offer and to include with a villa stay in these dates. Then it comes the truffle. Now the truffle time again is another special moment. Truffle in Tuscany, in our area, is all year round, but actually the white truffle is in November, December. So we have a very special truffle package available. And in addition, from November the 1st, we start our winter villa period with lower rates compared with the opening season, and of course the festive time with the festive packages, Christmas and New Year celebration is really another perfect moment to enjoy our villas. So this is pretty much what I wanted to share about Castiglion del Bosco. The team is working to prepare the next season, the new season in 2021. Of course, we are ending a special season because, of course, being partially closed, it was not the same. But we are extremely happy to look at next spring and to work together to welcome your guests. So now I let Pauline from Hôtel de Crillon to continue.
Thank you very much, Maria. So Hôtel de Crillon is reopened, has been reopened since August 24th. The team was very excited and motivated to open our doors again. And I must say, to see guests again in the hotel was really, really nice. An update about the destination as well in Paris. So we did follow a little bit the trend of Italy, just 1 week delay for everything Maria said, but as in Paris, now we also have to wear face masks everywhere in public areas, even in the streets, in some cities in France and in Paris. Restaurants are open, museums are open, they are just respecting some distancing and maximum capacity. So most of them, of course, would require a booking and a little bit of organization. But some events are still happening. The Tour de France is currently running and will end in Paris on September 21st. Roland Garros is still planned also to be played. And we now see some confirmation from some fashion brands for Fashion Week at the end of September. We don't have details yet, but there are things happening, and both international airports are now open in Paris. The opening phases, so phase 1 is right now. We did open the rooms and suites. Jardin d'Hiver is open from breakfast and for all-day dining. We have a temporary terrace, really nice rooftop, Bonsoir Paris, which has been open on the terrace of a Bernstein suite, so one of the top suites of the hotel. It's open every day from 5 to 11, and it's really the perfect venue for an after-work drink. And today is such a sunny day. I'm sure it's going to be very busy again. We had an ice cream truck we have had since actually July in front of the hotel. It's a vintage truck where our pastry chef Mathieu Carlin is making some homemade ice cream. The spa is open, the pool from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the spa from Wednesday to Sunday, 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. as well. Phase 2 will be the reopening of our bar, Les Ambassadeurs, with a really nice entertainment program we are currently working on for the month of October. And phase 3 will be L'Écrin and the Brasserie de Mont with dates still to be confirmed. So just to tell you a little bit more about how we welcome the guests in the current situations, and for the past 2 weeks, comments have been quite positive about how we handle the new normal as we all hear now. So the arrival and departure is a little bit different, but we really try to offer the same service globally as we did before. Some options will be really upon request. So we will, of course, encourage a contactless experience, check-in, check-out. Your butler might not orient, sorry, I'm losing my English. No room orientation unless someone wants to. Amenities are pre-packed in the room. Some care kits are available in the rooms as well, in every room with some face mask and gel. So this is for arrival and departure. In the guest rooms and suites, some different cleaning procedures, of course, to make sure we disinfect everything. So we will keep a lapse of 24 hours between every checkout and check-in. We have a new, you can see on the pictures on the bottom left, our housekeeping director, Alexandre, with kind of a gun, which is an electrostatic gun, which helps to sanitize everything in the room in a proper manner. The minibar are empty, so you will find less things in the room, but just to make sure your guest will be the only one touching everything, we are providing a lot upon request in the rooms. As for the public spaces, same idea, one person per elevator, social distancing. You have some signage in the room, in the corridors, in the public spaces. We are now offering to take temperature at the entrance of the hotel. In France, it's not compulsory, but we do offer it, and we only allow people to into the hotel when they either go to the restaurant or have a room reservation. It's not really an open door as it used to be if you just want to have a look inside, but it's helping, of course, to control how many people we have in the hotel. In terms of food and beverage, I don't want to go into too many details, but also a lot upon request, avoiding contact as much as we can with QR codes, with in-room dining, leaving the table in front of your door if needed. And in the spa, same thing. Really, the sanitary procedures are the priority to make sure our guests and also the employees remain safe and enjoy the experience. As for the updates and the packages available, we have, of course, all the ones Paul mentioned, and most of our packages will be available until the end of the year. So even during festive seasons, you will find the more Rosewood offer available. You will find this family time and celebration in Paris with some special vouchers and additions to mainly benefits in addition to what you usually have. And then the last one, I'll spend a little time on it because it was a very special project we've been working on for months. This is a new cocktail menu of the bar. So this is available on the rooftop. It will be also available in Bar Les Ambassadeurs once it is reopened at the end of September. And this was supposed to be launched in April, so everyone was quite frustrated to delay it, but we have now this beautiful menu available. So to tell you a little more, the team of the bar has worked with an artist, a graphist, to create this menu, and each cocktail is inspired by street art and a neighborhood of the city. So all the design you find on this map are really inspired by a street art piece that you will find in the neighborhood. And the team will be able to tell you the story of each cocktail, how it was created and why and which ingredients. And it's really like a walk in the city. And this menu is basically like a map. the same style you would find at the concierge desk, to take you around Paris through this nice tour. So on concierge, I spoke with our concierge who is currently working on a tour inspired by this map, so you can discover the original art pieces which were the inspiration for this one. So it's really another way to discover Paris, and one of the new things we have in the hotel. Of course, we all look forward to welcome guests from everywhere in the world as soon as it's possible, and we remain with my team available for any help you will need. So a quick Eurostar trip to London. I will let now my colleague Mike speak. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pauline, and hello, everybody, again. So yeah, it falls on me just to give you a little update of what's going on here in London and at the hotel. But we'll start, first of all, with a little bit of an overview of what is going on here in the UK. So around middle of May, we started the unlocking process in the UK. Hotels, bars and restaurants, museums, attractions were all allowed to open from the 4th of July. We opened on the 1st of September, but I'll come on to that shortly in terms of what we're up to. But spas and gyms are now allowed to open, and some musical performances can go on. In terms of the general protocols around the city, social distancing rules are in place, obviously requiring people to stay 2 meters apart where they can, or at least 1 meter with face coverings. Face coverings are mandatory in shops and enclosed spaces such as public transport. We don't require them in restaurants, bars or pubs where there is table service. We also have in the country quarantine. There is on the 3rd of July, the government announced international arrivals into the UK must quarantine for 14 days. That quarantine was subsequently changed, and about 70 countries, majority of which in the EU, were allowed to be exempt. However, as we see globally a resurgence of COVID cases, some of those countries have been removed from the exemption list, and that changes on a day-to-day basis and continues to be a challenge for us. But if you have guests coming into the UK and they need to quarantine, please do call us, because we have some provision for that under certain very strict protocols. So in terms of Rosewood London and what we're up to with our opening, we, as I said, opened last week on the 1st of September. We're delighted to be back open. We've opened rooms and suites around the hotel. The rooms and suites that we have are spaced out, so there's plenty of space for our guests to move around. As those of you who are familiar with the hotel will know, that we have nice wide corridors and high ceilings, and there is plenty of space for people to be on the floors in their rooms and also in the public areas. We opened with Holborn Dining Room, our main restaurant, which again is quite a sizable restaurant, plenty of space for social distancing and movement of guests around. And we also have our terrace out in the courtyards. So you probably can't hear right now, but I've got the window open here in the suite I'm in, and I can hear the hustle and bustle. There are plenty of people out on the terrace enjoying their time out there. We also offer in-room dining, and our fitness suite is open to in-house guests. Phase 2 of our opening will start around the middle of this month, on the 16th, when we reopen our spa. We're getting quite a lot of inquiries of people who just need to refresh and rejuvenate, having been in lockdown for several months. And our popular cocktail bar, Scar Spa, will reopen on the 1st of October. And then final phase of reopening will take place at the beginning of November, when we reopen Mirror Room, which is our elegant restaurant for all-day dining. It's also, we will bring back our afternoon tea concept at that point as well, at which point all the facilities for the hotel will be open. And as we move on, we will open more rooms and suites. Like my colleagues, Pauline and Maria have said, we work with Rosewood's commitment to care policy and also local governance to ensure that all our guests and associates are kept safe. So full sanitisation and cleaning, and using the electrostatic spray guns that Pauline mentioned in her presentation. Care kits are available. The main thing when we talk about the arrival experience and the stay experiences, we want everybody to feel confident to come to London, to come to Rosewood London, come to our hotel, We want to ensure their health and safety. At the same time, we want to provide that same familiar, welcoming experience that people have, and not to have an overly sanitized experience. So when people come in, they should feel it's coming back to their London home, and we're working very hard to make sure that that is given to our guests. We do require our guests to wear masks in public areas, except where using our bars and restaurants, and masks are also worn by all associates, both front and back of house. Moving on to the guest rooms and suites, as I said earlier, we don't have all our full inventory open to allow us to have rooms spread out around the hotel. We've taken out a certain amount of non-essential touch points out of the rooms, and things that personal items will not be touched by the attendants during room servicing, etc. It's important to point out that also we have the hotel itself, as those familiar, we have 7 floors across the hotel in a circle around the courtyard, so people can move around easily. And certainly some of our bigger suites, Manor House and Lincoln House, also have their own private elevator up to the suites and private entrance to the hotel should guests wish to use that and stay away from public areas if that would suit them as well. Garden House, our suite on the 7th floor, also has a lovely outdoor patio that can be enjoyed by guests, and the weather right now is certainly suitable for that. Then moving on to the outlets and public spaces. In our restaurants are very popular with locals, and the local businesses who are slowly coming back into the city right now. We have obviously full cleaning protocols, cleaning down between each service, and reduced seating capacities, and we are temperature checking on arrival for guests and those people coming into our outlets as well. And then finally, just coming on to the spa, which opens, full PPE will be worn by our associates in the spa. So there's quite a lot of interest in using our spa, and we are cleaning down the treatment rooms, rotating them around and making sure those electrostatic sprayers are used. And the fitness suite is only available to our in-house guests at the moment, and we're again rotating equipment fully in there. Then we've just got a couple of updates of what we're doing at the hotel right now as well. The terrace that I mentioned earlier, some of you are familiar in our beautiful courtyard, quite unique in London in terms of its size and space. We've currently working with Nightimber. Nightimber is an award-winning English sparkling wine company, and we've extended our terrace into the courtyard to add more seats and to allow more space amongst diners. Executive chef Callum Franklin has created a special menu of his unique cuisine, and then we're also, whilst we wait for scarves to come back, our guests can enjoy the sounds of scarves. So every Thursday, starting tomorrow evening, we will have some of our regular artists from scarves performing in the courtyard. Chef Callum himself has just actually last week launched his debut cookbook for the Pie Room, so promoting a lot of his favorite recipes that you can do at home. There's 80 different recipes in there, both sweet and savory. And then Scarves Bar, when it comes back also, we will be launching a new cocktail menu, more to follow on that. And we will also, on the terrace, have our winter pop-up, which we'll announce in due course. We have a number of promotions and packages all live at the moment. I should say that whilst London is still recovering and bouncing back, for those of you who can get into London, your guests can come into London, it is by no means a ghost city. There are still plenty of people around, and actually it's an excellent time to come to London right now. The museums, most of the museums and attractions are open. Theatres are a little bit more limited in the opening at the moment, but will open hopefully early part of next year. But shops are all open, museums are open, but you can go, you don't have to queue. A lot of these attractions are laying on additional things that they would normally only give to special small VIP groups, but they're allowing guests to see things and do things that they couldn't normally do. So it's actually a really lovely time. You can move around the streets. There's an atmosphere around, people are here, they're out and about, they're in the bars and restaurants, but not so much that it's as busy as London can get. So we have our packages there, romance packages, family packages, which includes complimentary rooms. We're enhancing those packages, so they will include complimentary parking if people happen to be driving in, early check-in, late check-out, and a £75 nightly credit. I should also mention that the government also announced a cut in VAT on goods and services to help benefit the hospitality and restaurant sector. So the normal 20% VAT has been reduced to 5% through to the 12th of January 2021, and guests can enjoy that saving whilst it's there. That's it from me, and I'll hand back to Paul.
Great. Thank you, Maria, Pauline, and Mike, for your detailed presentations and your updates. Great to hear. I can tell you, I know I'm looking forward, I'm sure many of us are looking forward to personally getting back to visit some of your properties very soon. I would like to now turn it over to the questions. So I'm going to ask my colleague, Branislava, to see if we have any questions from the chat box. But before that, I just want to give a quick shout out and say a special thanks to Branislava, who helped arrange and putting all this webinar together for you. Over to you, Brani.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, Paul. So yes, actually, we have quite a lot of questions today, and it's really great to see everyone engaged. Unfortunately, we are a little bit limited in time, and so we're just going to touch on a few questions for each property. However, all of the questions that aren't going to be answered during today's webinar will be addressed via email directly, so no worries there. Okay, let's start. We have a first question for Maria, Castiglion del Bosco. The question is, how is the development at Castiglion del Bosco progressing with the extra suite?
Thank you, Brani. So the 19 new suites that are under construction will be ready and open starting from July the 1st, 2021. The project was due to finish this year, this summer, so 2020, and then of course the situation blocked the construction site. So the works are at the end. It's a final stage of the construction, and then all the interiors and fine tuning will be done in the first quarter of 2021, and opening is July the 1st. So we will go from 23 suites that we have now to 42.
Excellent, thank you so much, Maria. So next question is for Pauline from Hôtel de Crillon. It's a double question. Is the rooftop terrace a new addition, and is the terrace open for non-guests?
So the rooftop terrace is an addition, but it's going to be only temporary. So we plan to keep it open until the end of September or early October, depending on the weather. It's usually the terrace of one of our suites. So once guests are allowed to be back in Paris, we hope to sell it again as a suite, but it might be an idea we will keep for next spring or summer.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Pauline. Next question is for Mike. So we've seen there is a 15 VAT relief on the VAT until the 12th of January 2021, but are the family moments offers, romance at Rosewood and staycation at Rosewood all valid until the end of the year?
Yes, all current. Yes, please do take advantage of these packages that we have. They're great value at the moment. So we've got flexibility, check-in, check-out, and the £75 credit, which is also available. And we do encourage you to take advantage of for your guests to take advantage of that reduction in the VAT, because it does make excellent value combined with, like I say, a great time to come to London if you can get here.
Excellent, thank you so much, Mike. Next question is again for Maria. What do you include in your villa's rates?
So the villa rates include daily housekeeping, a welcome grocery upon arrival, so your fridge is stocked with products and drinks. And then, of course, the concierge, the guest relation team, it's at disposal to organize all the activities. And then on top of this, this is what is the inclusions basically in the daily rate. And then on top of this, you can request all the services like the culinary services. So those are on top of the rate. This is how the formula we are applying now, and this is also valid for the winter villas. When we open the hotel, when we will go with a full reopening and in normal conditions, our villas are sold with a half-board formula. So you have breakfast included and one of the 2 meals that could be at the villa or at one of our restaurants. So this is what is going to happen starting from spring 2021.
Excellent, thanks Maria. And last question that we have time for would be for Pauline, but I will ask every one of you, if you can quickly, to answer that one because it's quite a lovely one. What is the one great experience that you would recommend as a must-do at your property at the moment?
Who wants to go first?
It's a challenging one. Who wants to go first? Yes, indeed. Well, you know, we started like a year ago to work with a new pastry chef, Mathieu Kerlin, and it's quite an experience actually to try his new tea time. We're gonna launch one in October, and I plan to have nice pictures of that so I can communicate to all of you, and I look forward to tasting it. So currently what I would recommend, and I think also everyone is, after all these months, looking for a nice spa treatment. So we have a brand Sisley that we've had for a couple of months now, which is offering really relaxing moments at the spa. This is what comes to mind, but I could have a long list.
No, Pauline. Mike?
Yeah, I would say from London, come and enjoy. If you haven't been to Holborn Dining Room, come and enjoy the Pie Room and Holborn Dining Room. I mean, Callum's really getting a name for himself, been creating these beautiful crafted pies, traditional pies, beef Wellingtons, and he's becoming a real hit here in the UK. So if you get the chance, please do come and enjoy.
Excellent. Maria?
For Tuscany, for us, I would say being in this beautiful wine region and being a wine estate, having our own in-house winery, I would definitely go for a wine experience at our Brunello winery. If you are not into wine, it could be definitely one of our cooking classes, which is actually one of the most popular activities among our guests.
Thank you so much, Maria. And I'm going to hand back to Paul to close this webinar. Thank you so much.
Great. In closing, my colleagues and I would just like to say thank you very much for joining us today. I know that these are challenging times, but we do see some encouraging signs and some green shoots from our properties from the leisure segment. And I hope you found this webinar beneficial and provided you some assurances and confidence to hopefully to recommend Rosewood Hotels and Resorts to your clients. We recognize that your clients have varying needs and requirements, and my colleagues and I are here to support you. Just know that we truly value relationships, and we can do it without you. So on behalf of my colleagues around the globe, thank you very much, and we look forward to welcoming you back to our hotels.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.